Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of All. And in this video we're going to be making a custom add-on part for a miniature. So in a previous video we we're making feet for this dreadnought. Now what I need is to add some sci-fi melta-guns to the bottom in this gap here. So we're going to start off as this is a simple shape, not by 3D scanning, but just using some calipers. So we're just going to measure in all three directions, not forgetting to use the back part of the caliper, which is really useful for measuring depth. And once we've got these, we can bring them into Blender and use that as our starting point. So into Blender, and we've got the default cube, and I'm going to start by not actually deleting this because we need a cube. Now I appreciate some of you are probably clicking off this video right now for that level of heresy, but that's fine. So what we need is in the Y direction, I've got this as 7mm, in the X direction I've got this as 3, and in the Z direction I've got this as 5. So that should pretty much be the block shape that's going to be the basis of our dreadnought weapon. And I'm going to start with the barrel. So let's shift A, mesh, and bring in a cylinder. I want this a bit more rounded, so I'm going to up this to 128. And then I want a diameter of this of 3.9. Now, because this works in radius, we're going to have to divide by 2. We've got that there. And then I want a depth somewhere of about 5mm. So we should be good. Let's R and then 90, and we're going to position this about here because there's an armor panel that is, well, sort of there that we need to avoid. So we're going to put this approximately below where that is, and then we can change things if we need to. Right, let's get some detailing going. So let's Control and A and apply the rotation and scale. Since we've done that, we probably should apply the scale to that as well. And then I'm just going to come into edit mode, select that face, and shift select that face. We'll just I to inset, Alt and E, extrude face along normals, and have that sort of stick out a little bit. And then just for the front one, we'll I, E to extrude that out, S to scale that in, and then I, and then E that back to be our barrel. Now that might be a little bit thin, so let's just Alt select there, and let's just come to the side. If I scale that in, you'll notice it goes in all directions, so let's Shift and Y so it doesn't scale in on the Y axis. So let's go about there. Now what I quite like to do for objects like weapons and guns is when we've got a barrel here, sometimes if you're taking a picture from, like, let's say this angle, you get this weird light that will reflect off of the back surface, and I find if we bevel this, we generally stop that happening and it just makes painting it a little bit nicer. So that's a nice little tip. Then we're going to add some detailing on this. Is that a little long? Maybe. Let's just go here and select that, and then G and then Y that back. That ability to select and hold down Shift is a free extension. I'll put a link to a video on that in the description if you want that. I find that useful so I don't have to keep on hopping in and out of X-ray mode. Now we're going to add some detailing to this gun. So let's N to get rid of the M panel, Shift and S and bring our cursor to selected, Shift A and bring in a cube. Let's just S and Z to get that a bit thinner, somewhere there-ish, and then G and then X to bring that out just a little bit, S and Y, Control and A to apply the scale, and we're just going to go into edit mode, select this edge here, and we want to select all the other edges. There's multiple ways of doing this. We could just go around and select them, but if you hold Control Alt and click, it will select all of the edges around an object as long as they're quads. Let's just come into this one with Alt and Q, and just to demonstrate that here, what that looks like, if I Control Alt and click there, you get all of these edges there. You could also do this lengthways, so I could go there and it's selected each of those. I'm not sure why I would want to do that, but you could do that. So that's what we're doing here, and then Control and B, and we'll just bevel that around to somewhere there. Let's go to about 8 segments there, and then what we want to do is have this on all 4 quarters of this, so either side and above and below. So we use a free add-on for this called ND. Just click, shift click, and then press F for the fast menu, and this should work out. Yep, we want to do a circular array. I'm going to scroll up, so we've got 4. This is in the wrong axis, so you can see my axis here. Let's just go back down to 4. For rotation axis, I'm just going to hit A, and then A again, to get this on the Y-axis, and click, and we've got this on all of our different angles. Now we're going to do some cutouts here as well to let out the heat, I guess, is sort of the idea. So with that done, let's just bring in a new cube, and then similar idea, we'll just bring that down in size, maybe something similar, and then just G and Y that forward, and we'll just G and then X to bring that out to somewhere here. And this is going to be how far we're going to be cutting into our object, and I think that's about right. Let's just apply the scale, and then we're going to want 2 of these. So I'm going to shift click, once again F for fast menu, and we want to mirror. It's already worked that out. It's doing this on the x-axis, we want to be on the y-axis, so let's hit A, and you'll notice it's disappeared, even though it's say we're doing it on the y-axis. That's because we need to flip it, so I'll hit F and then click. Let's go into edit mode, and 1, and select those, G, and then Y that forward a little bit, and then select those, and then G, and then Y, and bring that back. I think probably there is about right. And then 2 for edge mode, Control Alt and click, and once again Control and B, and then we'll hit C to clamp, and then scroll up to somewhere about 8. Now we have got an issue here that we've got 2 vertices on top of each other. If I just do my check mesh and we select, no, we don't want that, but we do want overlapping, you can see that we've got some overlapping vertices here. So we just need to select everything, M, and then merge by distance, and that's fixed. So once again, same trick. F, circular array, scroll up to 4, A, and then we're there, and then R, and then Y, and then 45, and we can shift click, once again F, and it should know that we want to do a difference, or at least have an idea, and then we've clicked there, and we've got those cut out. So let's just click on those, and then H. There we go. Pretty good for our melter gun. I think this is looking a bit long. Let's just tab in to vertex mode, we'll select there, and then just G and then Y that back a little bit, and the same thing there, G and Y that back a little bit. I think probably looks a little bit better. Yep, I'm okay with that. And then let's just bring these G and then Y that forward, and you'll notice that this still moves with it, because as part of ND's Boolean feature, it parents to the object. So I can G and move this around and everything's fine. Right, what next? We need to have a barrel here, so let's just go into edit mode. 3 there, I to insert, and then E to bring that back. That will do as our barrel, and then let's start making the gun itself. So I actually think I want this forward a little bit more than that. So let's go to something there, and then we'll bring in a new cube. Let's S to scale that up, G and Y that back. Now, we're going to have to bear in mind that we do have some space here that we could go under this, but we'll have to cut this out. So, what we're going to do is select this cube, Shift and D to duplicate it, tab into edit mode, and then we're just going to select these top vertices, G and Z, and then these side vertices, and then G and then X, and then I'm going to select that, and then F, and then difference again. So we've got that cut out. So this means that now, let's just H to hide that, we'll overlap the space of our dreadnought. So we've sort of got this already working, and we won't have to worry about that later. All right, let's S and then X to make that a little bit less wide on the x-axis. Let's think about what we're going to do for the rest of this. So G and then Y there. I think I want this G and then Z up. Oops. Let's just make sure that's being selected. G and then Z up. Maybe something here, or maybe actually we do it that way. Let's have a look at that. That could be nice. Let's stick with that for now. I'm going to go into edge mode. Well, first of all, let's Control and A by the scale. Edge mode. Once again, I'm going to use ND for this in the fast menu, and we're going to do an edge bevel that is going to be attributed. So now I can drag this up and just turn this into a nice bevel. Let's just scroll this up to, let's say, 32 vertices, so it's nice and rounded. And what's useful about this is now a modifier, so we've got this bevel here, and I can change the width of this at any point. So I could have this a bit less and a bit more, depending on what I like the look of. Now for some detailing, just to make things look interesting, let's just select all of these edges there, and then once again we'll come in and add a bevel here, and we're just going to do this as a chamfer, and you'll notice we can add a bevel on top of a bevel using ND. It's not a problem, so that's just going to look a bit more interesting. And then we're going to cut out a few little designs, maybe some insets here, to make a sort of ribbed pattern. So let's just bring in a cube again. There, S and then Y, actually let's make that a bit thinner, something about there, there, and then S, and then Shift and Y, so nice and big. Come to about here. Let's Control and A and apply the scale. Let's go into the edges there, Control and B, C to clamp overlap, and scroll up to 8 segments. Once again, we've got that overlapping vertices, and luckily check mesh is just warning about this. I'll put a link in the description to this check mesh add-on. This is free as well. Very useful to have something that visually reminds you when things are going wrong. Let's select everything, M, and then by distance, so that's solved. And then we're just going to array this back. So let's go here, I think. And then we're just going to F and then array that. We're changing our direction, so that's A. And then there we go, something like this. We can change the offset if we want. So I could have that a little bit thinner. Can I fit another one? Maybe. Let's just G and Y that forward. I think that could look all right. Is that too extreme? Oh, have I got 2 of these? Let's just get rid of one of them. So we don't want the one on the X. So there we go. And then a little bit lower. Let's go there. And then if I click and then shift click, and then we'll hit F, and we're going to do what we want to do is an inset. Now this is a really nice function. You'll notice what this does here is create a nice inset, and we can change the thickness of this. I'm going to go to about there, I think. And you can see how nice that is. Look at that. It looks absolutely great. So we've got that ready to go. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good as a quick weapon. Then at this point, what we can do is just add some additional details, just some little bits here. Maybe a few cutouts would look nice. Just something that if people were to look at this part, it will look a bit more interesting. So what I think I'm going to do here is we'll just add a quick chamfer there. I'm going to Shift A, mesh, and bring in a cube. So let's go with something like that. That's S and then Y, G, and then somewhere here. So let's just do a little bit of a cutout on this bit. So actually, no, let's go here. So it's not perfectly in line with one of these insets because that would look weird. So let's F and then difference. That will look nice. H, and then let's have something that raises a profile as well, so that if you're looking straight on, it's not just perfectly flat. So once again, mesh, bring in a cylinder, and then up that to 64, RY, and then 90, and then we'll position that somewhere there, maybe. We'll go with here, and then I'm just going to select that face, iron inset, and then E, so that we've got that. So again, these don't really need to have meaning in your own head. I mean, this could be something where they insert the fuel when this is being reloaded, so it does have a potential use, but it just gives people something to think about when they see the model. And there we go. I think we've got this melter gun ready to go. Maybe I want to chamfer all the way along this front edge as well, actually. Control and B and do something there. Would that look good? Oh, no, that's going to cause problems with this bevel. So what I can do is actually come in here. Let's just use ND to do this. Do another attribute one there, and that will work fine. So we've got something there. Now, with that done, I think I might need to even this out a little bit. So let's just select this. I'm going to hit F and cycle, and I can scroll through. Now this, if I try to move it, is going to cause problems. What I actually need to do is cycle this again to get to this shape. So you cycle and then cycle again when you've got an inset, and then we can just G and move that back a tiny bit. So that's a little bit more balanced on each side. Actually, I'm not sure I've done a great job of that there. And then H to hide that, and there we go. So I think I'm happy with this. I think this will work for our weapon. We could potentially have some detailing here because this is going to be visible. So maybe we want to actually change this to be something here, because we are going to be able to see this. Maybe let's put that somewhere further to the front. Something there. Let's just F and then cycle again until we get to this. Let's make this a bit wider. So S and Y, and then G, and then Y that back. And what I'm going to do is duplicate this shape here, so Shift and D, keep it where it is, S to scale it down, and then let's just G and then X that in here. That needs to be scaled down a bit more, maybe. And then we'll just tab and then go to our vertex mode, G and Z that up, and then I can click that and then F and then do a union, and then we've got now this sort of nice part that's going into H inset as well. That could look quite good. I just think that needs to, let's cycle into this, come down a little bit, maybe go to there, and then this one, same thing, cycle to there, and G and Z that down. That looks a bit better. There we go. H to hide that. Okay, I think we're done with our gun. I think that's going to work nicely. It's got a nice range of shapes. I mean, this is going to be largely obscured, but I think that will do what we want. And then this is the final result of our print. I think you'll agree that fits quite nicely. And importantly, because I need one of these on both sides, I could just mirror this in the slicer to get both of those parts that I needed. A nice way to be able to add some customizability to your miniatures. As always, I'll put this file up on the Patreon, so if you are interested in it, you can grab it there, or that's a great place to go if you're just interested in supporting the channel. Hope to see you in the next video, and have a great day.